Hello mathletes, welcome to the Math Route by Shriranchini. Before watching the full video, subscribe at the Math Route if you haven't yet. So today's topic is a peek beyond the point, that nothing but decimals. In this video, we are going to discuss fractions, the smaller units, tenths and hundredths, decimal place value, decimal operations and measurement applications in real life. So let's move into the topics in detail. After watching this video, the students will be able to understand decimal units, convert fractions and decimals, vice versa, compare decimals, perform operations and apply decimals in real life. We all know that fraction is a part of whole. So one whole can be divided into equal parts. So let's assume we have a pizza and we have 10 equal parts divided in that pizza. So each part is 1/10. So as the total part takes the denominator, the fraction or the part falls in the numerator. So 1/10 is equal to 0.1 in decimal value. It gives a clear visual concept of one whole, how it is divided into parts, leading to the 10th definition, 1/10. So 1/10 equals 1/10. One slice is equal to 1/10. Similarly, 5 slices takes 5/10, which is 0.5 for the given pizza. We get 10 on 10 slices, which makes one whole pizza. And this is how we move to hundredth concept. So 1/100th means one part out of 100. So 1/100, which is 0.01. So we could see the pattern as powers of tens increase, the number of zeros will be equal to the number of decimal places in the given decimal value. So 100 hundredths make one whole. So this is one of the most important objective. Next we move into the decimal place value chart. The whole part and decimal part are the two parts in a given decimal number, and they are separated by a decimal point. So the values to the left of the decimal point are known as whole part, and to the right of the decimal point are decimal parts. So the whole number place value corresponds to ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s and lakhs as in Indian number system, whereas the decimal part takes tens, hundreds, 1000s. So here THS is the difference made. Also for the whole parts, it is always multiplied by powers of 10, whereas in the decimal part we always divide by the powers of 10. So the next topic is conversion of fraction to decimal. So here the first step is to convert the given fraction to a denominator of 10, 100 or 1000 or powers of 10 accordingly. Followed by that, if the denominator is 10, so there will be only one decimal place in the given value. For instance, if it is 7/10, the answer is 0.7. Similarly, for denominator 100, there will be two decimal digits. 25/100 corresponds to 0.25. So, number of zeros or the powers of 10 in the denominator corresponds to as many decimal places in the original value, also known as shifting of decimals in lower classes. Here comes the next decimal to fraction conversion. So we write the given decimal number in terms of a fraction by the denominator as powers of 10. Later simplify the given fraction in its lowest form and write the answer. Always remember, for a conversion of decimal to a fraction, the answer should be in the simplest form. Another important concept is locating the decimal or plotting the decimal on a given number line. So here what we do is first mark the whole numbers, divide the intervals equally, count the decimal divisions and then locate the point. Usually this goes up to 3 or 4 steps depending on the given decimal. So the pattern follows as whole, tenth, hundredth and thousandth. This is how you locate the decimals and plot the point. So here the first one is a number line that shows the tens. The numbers are between 0 and 1. So before this, the first number line would be the whole number line, which is more like a scale. 0.1 is also marked as 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, 4/10, 5 by 10, etc., 9 by 10, and finally 10 by 10 equals 1. And the same way, the hundredths number line shows the numbers between 0 and 0.1 or 0 and 1 by 10. The final number line shows thousands. The numbers are between 0 and 1 by 100 or 0 and 0.01, and this is how the pattern goes. So the next topic is comparing decimals, and we always compare decimals from left to right. For instance, there is 3.25 and 3.15. So we start with the whole part, the whole number, both has 3. So we next move to the 10th digit, which is 2 and 1. So here we get to see 2 is greater than 1, and hence we say 3.25 is greater than 3.15. So the important note is that we always compare from left to right. So for addition of decimals, always remember the rule that the number of decimal places should always be given for given decimal numbers. So if you are going to add 3 or 4 decimal numbers even, it is mandatory that the decimal places for all the numbers should be equal. If not equal, put the zeros and make them equal and then add the numbers. This applies the same for subtraction of decimals. So always remember only like decimals can be added or subtracted. Next comes the decimal sequences. So for the given decimal numbers, we just find out the pattern, whether it's a sum or difference, and then write the next value in the pattern. So moving to the measurement connections in real life, we have the following measures. 1 centimeter is 10 millimeter, 1 meter is 100 centimeter, 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meter. Also, 1 kilogram is equal to 1000 gram. Here, for small to bigger units conversion, we just multiply by 10, 100 and 1000 accordingly. And for bigger to smaller unit conversion, we divide it by 10, 100 and 1000 accordingly. Also for money conversion, we have 1 rupee is equal to 100 pies, and the same rule applies here. The common mistakes done in this chapter are misaligning the decimal points, that is not converting to like decimals. While comparing decimals, comparing only the decimal digits and forgetting the whole digits, and then forgetting the unit conversion for any word problem given. A quick revision is that tens is 1 by 10, which is 0.1, hundredths is 1 by 100, which is 0.01, and decimals help measure accurately and not approximately. So the final exam checklist is you have to know the place values, align the decimals, practice the number lines on locating a decimal number, revise the conversions and apply the rules properly, and solve word problems involving like decimals and fractions. Thanks for watching. Hope this video was useful and provided deeper understanding of the concept. Like, share and subscribe at the Math Root, and stay tuned for more conceptual videos. Thank you. Signing off, Shriranchini.